Hey everybody, it's your girl, Mother from Mama, the undisputed African queen. We are live speaking on put a ring on it. If you are here for the first time and you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, you go ahead, subscribe, hit that like button, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm your girl, Mother for Mama. Let's get this thing going. It's put a ring on it. I'm not gonna keep you here for long. It's Sunday night. I get that. People are getting ready for Monday. I'm here with my friend Goody. Before I bring in Goody, let's start with our intro, you guys. Let's start with our intro. Hello, everybody. It's your girl, Mother from Mama, the undisputed African queen, here to speak on Put a Ring on It. And I'm here with my good friend, Goody Gabar.
What's goody, y'all? It's goody,
Hey,
y'all.
Goody. What's going on? What's happening?
Oh, so much is happening. I travel for work tomorrow, so
Where are you going?
DC.
Mm. You have to meet one of some of the. I mean, you don't care about them, but
Who?
it was, you
No,
know,
I don't. Yeah, I know exactly what you're gonna say. I don't. You're right. You were
right.
spot on. Spot on. You were spot on.
Are you gonna catch the train?
No, flying first class. It's a short trip.
Okay.
It's a short
Okay,
trip.
okay, makes sense. Okay, makes sense. Give me a recap on Put a Ring on It, and then we can,
Um,
dive in.
they ran through, the dates that everybody had. If anyone's going on second dates, you know, your girl Catherine is going back out with Malcolm. Your
Marcus, you
girl
mean Marcus?
Joya is going back out with I don't know what with a flamingo dude. I like him, by the way.
I do
Um,
like him. Mhm.
you know, uh, they go out. They prep and they
Zay,
go out. I don't remember all of the intricate details to do.
Zay is like, I don't, I need to date somebody else. I'm not gonna go to a second date. And then we see Ricky meeting or going on a date with an older lady.
Yeah, that don't make any sense to me. Ricky,
Why?
Ricky needs if Ricky's gonna step up and be a leader, he either needs someone his age who will let him do so. A woman of the stature of the woman that he went out with, she's going to want a leader. She's going to want a natural leader. She don't want somebody she has to tell what to do. She probably told him on that date after she gave him consultation that that he wasn't going to get another date. They were mismatched. It was a
They
cute
were.
spot though. It was a cute spot,
Well,
but they were
they were.
extremely mismatched.
It was mismatched, but I think I appreciated. I think he needed that. He needed somebody he's gonna be comfortable to talking to, and opening up to. I
But
don't
what he
think that. I
needs
don't think
didn't.
the lady was like seeing any future over there,
She
and
know
Ricky
at
was not
all.
seeing.
She just wanted some ice cream.
Right. Like I'm just giving you advice on how to handle situations, and I think that's what he needed. I think that was the
But
purpose of the date, though.
I think what's more important, and I'm not quite sure if she told him this or if she noted it. Because she had a confessional, and she noted he doesn't feel safe enough to just speak freely in his relationship. I never want to be in a relationship of that nature. I don't want someone,
Yes.
uh,
Yes.
you know, and me and Demita or Demita and I, we have to we're gonna collaborate talking about dating. And I I went out Friday and I was sleeping all day Saturday because I got home 4 a.m. on Saturday morning. So I met a few fellas. One guy in particular, because I'm trying
Mhm.
now. Usually, I could be a brute, right? If I
Mhm.
meet you and I find that you're not quality, I'm not showing you any femininity, really.
Mhm.
I'm just brash and direct and whatever. Now
Mhm.
I'm gonna treat you like you're one of the fellas, but I decided I'm gonna do something different. So I meet a guy, we're talking, I'm asking questions.
Okay. Mhm.
I've learned to ask questions that are not close ended so that we can have further the discussion. And in
Right.
the discussion, I asked the gentleman, you know, are you happy? And he said he has moments of happiness, but
Is
for the
he in a
most part,
relationship?
no. I met him. He wants to date me.
Okay.
He's a nurse, and we'll have a further discussion, I guess, tomorrow because he was a nurse, and they work the long shifts. Like
Mhm.
he was
Mhm.
going home, he went to sleep at 9. He was like, I
Right.
just woke up. I'll speak
Right.
to you. I'm off tomorrow. Maybe we can
Right.
have an in-depth discussion.
Yeah.
But I say
Mhm.
all of that to say, as I'm questioning him, I'm asking questions that require answers. And I said, can
Mhm.
you communicate? And he said he can communicate, but sometimes he doesn't say all of everything because he doesn't want any problems. I guess that's his experience in dealing with women.
Okay.
And what
Okay.
I said is, I'm going to communicate. I don't like to argue, but I like to resolve. I'm going to ask questions. If I find that I'm too hot, I'm not going to further the discussion because now I'm too hot to have it. But I absolutely cannot have a man who doesn't say what needs to be said
Mhm.
because he's scared
And
of
not just
hurting
not
feelings.
just a man, but a partner,
A
right?
partner. But
Mhm.
I said I can't have someone who doesn't want to hurt feelings because what you do not say comes out in your behavior. The way you feel is going to be expressed.
Right.
If you don't
In some
express
type
it
of way.
verbally,
100%. Yeah.
it's going to
Mhm.
come out in your behavior. If
Mhm.
you're saying I don't feel comfortable speaking to you, your behavior will and you don't want to say that, your behavior will be a complete
Hey,
shutdown.
baby.
BB,
Mhm.
your
Mhm.
behavior will be a shutdown. And that shutdown is the thing that Catherine is encountering. She wants more from him. She wants more emotional depth from him. And he's
Then,
not giving it to her.
and the reason why he's not giving it to her, are you saying that maybe he
He's
tried
not safe.
prior?
He's not safe. Because wait, who Smokey or Stormy or Vexy, whoever it is, whoever she said the mean person is, when last week we were talking, they have all these alter egos.
She said
An alter
Smokey.
ego to me, like
Yeah.
I do have my real name, but Goody is not an alter ego. Goody is the name that people know me by publicly, right?
Mhm.
It's a nickname. An
Mhm.
alter ego to me is you trying to displace you trying to put the accountability of bad behavior on a third entity.
On
No,
somebody else. You don't want to take accountability on anything. It is
right.
this person.
It's
It's not
not.
you.
It's you. It's not Smokey or Ernestine. No, her mom is Ernestine, but she said she had like there's an angry person within her. Mind you, her father looked too young to have a co-parent named Ernestine. So I need to know what's going on there. Ernestine
Bibi,
is
I'm
an
with
old
you on
lady
that.
name.
I
If
agree
you
with you on
if
Bibi.
there are any young Ernestines, please hit the live chat. We want to, even if if you're watching after the live, if you are a young lady, if you are in the age of 30 and above, well, no, not 40, 28 and below. Should nobody be named no Ernestine in their 40s and all that, unless it's like handed down from. Please tell us why your name is Ernestine and tell us why your name is Ernestine. Who you was named
Did
after,
you
love.
did you appreciate did you appreciate the date though between Ricky and the old lady? And she's not old. Like she's my
No,
age. I feel
she's
like
older.
I feel like we're age mates.
I'm 48. I'm older than her. Well, she didn't say
How old is
what
she?
kind of 40 she is. She
Okay,
said
she's in
she's
her
in her
40s.
40s.
Right.
He don't need to be with somebody in their 40s. You want
No.
to know what's also messed up? As a 48-year-old woman, I'm now looking at 40-year-old men and I'm like, you're too young for me. I don't want it.
Mm.
So, that's like, ah. But whatever. All of that to say I could appreciate the consultation. That was the same as going to Dr. Stacy.
Stay there. Listen, this no. If I feel like she had more depth in the conversation that Doctor Stacy would have
I
had.
I think well, D. I think Ernestine's her mom's name. I think she has a name for the beast, and it's
The
like
beast, the beast is Stormy. She says she calls the beast Stormy.
yeah, she has a whole name for the damn beast, and
Mm-hmm.
the real name of the beast is Catherine. When you doing bad behavior, ma'am, it's you. It's not no alter ego. It's not
Mm-hmm.
Sasha Fierce. It's
How
Beyonce.
how do you feel about her going on another date with this dude? What's his
I
name of the
think
dude?
even though we can agree that the date is too touchy feely, he seemed to have sense this week, right? This week he seems to have
What
a little
sense?
more.
What sense did he have? What sense? Because
No, he
Goody,
seemed to be
if I'm
talking
gonna
to
come to
her.
you, but Goody, if I'm coming to you as a man that I'm trying to
Mhm.
date, and I'm giving you all the problems that I've had with my relationship, and the only thing you're saying, I can never do that. I can never do that. I always priority is my. So why are you single? If you're so good and you cannot do that, you cannot do that. Your partner is your priority. You have to come back. You are in Dallas. You had to flew in because you had this date with Catherine. So why are you single?
He could be single because he had to learn to be who he is today.
That bullshit.
There are a lot of reasons somebody could be single. I do agree with you. Like, if you so such a hot commodity, why are you single? However, I think she need. If I'm honest, I feel like he's more of a better match for her. Yes, for sure, D. For sure.
Mm-hmm.
It was consultation. It wasn't a date. It was a consult. I hope she got 2 scoops of ice cream because she was working.
Mm-hmm.
Like I just believe
Yes, it was smoky. Smoky, correct.
it,
Not stormy. Smoky.
but like
Mm-hmm.
for me, I think Catherine needs the guy like Mark that guy a guy like Marcus. She does need somebody who's not going to be able to keep his hands off of her because she has she needs to feel beautiful. She needs to
I feel like Goody. I know you
mhm,
are a life coach. I feel like
yep.
Catherine needs to work on herself first. She does not need anybody else.
Absolutely. Oh no, she don't need to be with anybody else, but the kind of man she needs to be with is one the person because she has insecurities around the co-parenting relationship. She
Mhm.
should know for herself that she shouldn't be dealing with a co-parent. She
100%.
shouldn't be dealing with a divorcee, right? I think another
Yep.
place where Ricky could meet this lady is, they were both married. She understands where he's coming from.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Baby says Catherine has deep-rooted issues, and at this stage in her life,
You
she
absolutely right,
can have a
BB.
good and she was secure.
But if she,
Mm-hmm.
if she were going to like, do you see next week she crying talking about I know who I want to be with?
She doesn't know
And
who
then
she
another
wanna be with.
she does know next week she going to start crying saying she does know. And I don't think the way she was crying didn't sound like she was saying it was going to be Ricky. Maybe she going to choose herself. And this ain't even that kind of game show.
Don't get
This
me
ain't even
started
that.
with that bullshit. Don't do
I'm not dealing with
that.
them people. You already know I don't care about them people. You are so right about that though, BB. Like she does need to be by herself. There's
Okay.
so much growth you have when you're alone.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly think everyone needs to be by themselves a bit, even you, Mod, but not
Yeah.
without your mate. Just
Mm-hmm.
time where you be like, you and them kids. I know it's Mother's Day. I know
Mm-hmm.
y'all think that I want you to cook for me and be all around me, but I have a better idea. Why don't y'all go out, clean this whole house, and make it a sanctuary for
Look,
me.
you know how it is. You know how it is. And especially as an immigrant, as an immigrant who is here, me and my husband, we are the only ones who take care of our children. That go somewhere, you have to hire a babysitter, right?
Yeah.
So this
And
is
you
Mother's Day.
can't
Like,
trust
just
people
leave me
to watch your
alone.
children. Leave me
Yes,
alone. Yeah, take the kids and you go for a really, really long walk. Really, really long walk. Take them to the park.
something.
Take them to the park and the movies and Great Adventures. Like take them to all of that
So
next
then
Sunday.
my son comes here saying, "Oh, on Mother's Day we really want to watch this movie with you." I'm like,
Listen, I asked my son what he wanted to do for Mother's Day. If it's any playoff basketball, my son will totally a big 26-year-old man will totally turn on the TV to the basketball game and be like, "We're watching together, Mom. I know you want to do this." That's why I be telling him, you think he gonna break
"Baby
her? He
says
do
I
look
think a bed
badass.
bag with a
Damn.
who is a bed bag?"
She talking about Ricky.
Yeah. Yes.
But yeah, Catherine does need to be by herself.
Okay.
She Ricky's date. So I'm looking at these dates they're going on. Like I'm so torn by the Dr. Stacy thing because
She's Stacy.
they
She's not a
seem to be
doctor. She's
having
Stacy.
they're having breakthroughs in her sessions. There are breakthroughs. There does seem to be emotional breakthroughs, and Jasha cried, Catherine
Why
cried.
was
They
he
up
crying?
in there.
Let's talk about that. Why was he crying?
He was crying because he's tired of hearing. Well, first of all, we're gonna leave Catherine and Ricky
Yeah.
alone because
Let's do that. Yeah.
we ain't
We are
got
done
much
with that.
time.
Yeah, we are done with that.
So the Joya goes on the date. I thought it was a very thoughtful gift that the gentleman gave her.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I do think he's cockeyed a bit,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm wondering why the people are getting confessionals. But okay, um,
Mm-hmm.
it's a cute look. I don't like that she was telling him to open his shirt. I think that's a
Mm-hmm.
violation, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
sure that they're gonna have after he sees this, they're gonna have a deep discussion about what the hell was that.
Mm-hmm.
Why were you looking at his chest? And there's a difference between being flirty and being sexually suggestive. And she was
And
doing a lot of sexual suggestion. I want a good boy who does bad things, the same as you. And,
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. She
and
does that. She does that. And then she accuses him.
yeah. But sometimes, that's how it works, right? This, who here? We already discussed that I used to cheat. I don't cheat anymore
Yeah.
because it doesn't align well with today's principles. That said, when you're good at cheating, you know a few things. A clear indicator of someone who is doing something they feel guilty about is when they start accusing you of doing it. Now, a true player for real,
Mm. And
like
she
I
was
used
very
to be,
comfortable. She was
no, a
comfortable
true
telling
player
you to do
for
that.
real,
Yeah.
like I used to be,
Mm-hmm.
one of the, you know, I take the book seriously. One of the rules for me is I ain't accusing you of nothing. Whatever God want me to know, God gonna let me find out. Because
Right.
when I start
Right.
accusing you of something, I'm accusing you of the things I'm doing. Right? So when she comes and she's beefing with Jasha, it's not because he's doing anything, because he's stable, he's solid. Like even when he's on like he's not the kind of man for me, in my opinion, as he's presenting on the show, that presents like somebody who's gonna make you doubtful, like you can't trust him on a date.
Mhm.
He look like
Right.
you can put him
Right.
in a whorehouse and expect that nothing's gonna happen.
Right.
Right?
And that's what I was saying. That's what I was saying because all of a sudden it seemed like she's now, because she received this flamingo. Oh, she has forgotten about
It
all
was
the
a really
tricks.
nice picture though. Like if he's painting these pictures, it was a really nice picture. I'm from New York. You from Buffalo, New York. It's a difference.
So then, Goody. So a guy flew you out to Jamaica. A guy flew out to Kenya, you know where I come from, to the best beaches that you'll ever have in like in your lifetime. Go, let your dude flow you to Kenya, to the beach, and somebody come over here and draws a flamingo, and you forget about the trip you had to the
This
beaches,
is,
and you
but
enjoy,
this
and
is,
like, this was for
but
me.
what she
This
was
was not
saying.
for us. This
No,
was
sometimes,
mine. Selfish.
sometimes men do get, like, if I'm telling you that I like small gifts and thoughtfulness, and you make the grand gesture all the time, it's only the grand gesture. I can see where it's a problem. She wants nice little things done specifically for her, not nice little things done that he benefits off of as well. That's like buying me I used to watch the Flintstones when I was younger, and I remember Fred Flintstone purchased
I am listen.
Wilmer
I
a
am with
bowling ball.
Bibi. I am with Bibi on this one. She strikes me
Who's
as a
Charlie?
Charlie.
Charlie's the
Yeah.
chick from last season, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I feel like Joya does take it a little bit too far, but I understood what she was saying when she was saying, "Babe, sometimes I just want you to do the nice thing for me." The guy didn't buy her a dozen roses. A dozen. Sometimes when a man buys a dozen roses, that's to show he can buy a dozen
He
roses.
has the money. Mm-hmm.
But when
Mm-hmm.
he buys you one rose, that's intentional. Like, I wanted you to have this. I saw a rose. I thought of you. I wanted you to have this. You said your favorite colors. He put everything that he knew about her into an extremely thoughtful gift. I like that. But and then she took, so you see, Jason not like me, because I would be like, oh, we gonna put that picture in the what? The garbage. It's going in
Not
the trash.
here.
It's going in the trash because you didn't want the candles to stay in the house.
Mm-hmm.
And I helped pay for that candle, or by
Right.
virtue that candle
Right.
was purchased on the back of us doing this endeavor. So, yeah, no. You're not putting that up in you're not putting that energy up in my house.
No, we are not doing that. We are not doing
But it
that.
was a very
And
nice
like you
picture.
said, I really like the guy. I like the
I
guy
do.
I do. I feel like she's doing too much. I feel like she's being selfish in situations. Like she wanna do things, but she doesn't want the Joshua to do anything. Joya,
She's
whatever.
being one-sided. You know,
Yeah.
I think I'm getting to a point where I want black women to be comfortable with being selfish, because everyone who engages with us from this perspective of taking. Like,
Okay.
even okay, so you go on a vacation with your man, you still got to kind of tend to him while he's with you,
Mm,
right? Like,
mm-hmm.
all of your duties
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
as his
Right.
girl,
Right. Mm-hmm.
all of your
Mm-hmm.
duties as his woman, it doesn't matter that, like, whatever it takes to get through the airport, like whatever he needs, like if you're like, "Oh, I'm going to get me a Coke. Do you want one too?" Or if he's sleeping when the flight attendant come by with the food and the snacks or whatever, you got to make sure you get, I got to get one for him for when he wake up. Like, you have to be
Mm,
thinking about him when his gift to
mm.
you is a gift that he's a part of the gift. He's getting
Right.
the gift as well.
Right.
So,
Right.
but at the same time, I think it's valuable to have those kind of excursions. And another thing, every time he mentions travel as something that he likes. So as we think about this travel, is something that's
Mm,
important to him, to the point whereby she wants another child, and he's like, I like traveling so much, I don't know if I want another child. So when you buy me
mm.
this gift, is it about me, or is it about you like the gift, you want to travel, and I just happen to benefit because I'm the woman with you,
Okay.
right? So
Mhm.
I'm not sneak. So when he
And some
started crying, his
yeah.
tears were about feeling like there are a lot of times where we are trying. I don't know what we're going to do as a people, right? Because me trying to let you know that I'm not happy shouldn't result in you feeling like I'm beating you down and telling you you never do anything
Mm-hmm.
right. Because if I have to hold what I have to say, it's going to come out in a different way. Like we were just saying with Ricky, right? So a lot of I have been in the position, and I have a lot of homegirls in the position where, we are professional women. We
Right.
move in a certain kind of crowd on a
Yeah.
day-to-day basis. We have
Right.
certain kinds of conversations with
Yes.
leadership. We have to have certain kind of conversations. I
Right.
get it. I'm not mad at having those conversations, and I'm not bringing those conversations home. However, when I get home and I want to have a discussion with you, I want you to hear what I'm saying instead of the deflecting on the way that I've said it, right? I want you to
Mm-hmm.
hear that I'm saying,
Mm-hmm.
cuz she wasn't nasty to him, and she wasn't rude. And it was a and to date, like, she didn't even embarrass him. Yes, there was a camera there, but they say with reality TV you forget that the cameras are around. She didn't embarrass him when she was upset about the girl and the workout. She waited until they were in the car. She waited till it was a discussion between the two of them. When she
Mm-hmm.
said what she said, "This is a thoughtful gift, and sometimes I wish that the gifts my man gave me would be more thoughtful and specific to me." That
Mm-hmm.
that upset him, and he started crying because he felt attacked. So if I can't talk to you without you feeling, she was not nasty. She just said what she wants. I'm telling you what I want. What are you crying for? Why are you crying?
Mm-hmm.
Stop the blood clot crying. Like,
And
what are you
Goody,
crying
I have
for?
to I have to appreciate your perspective and your knowledge on many issues. And you and I just did a review on love and marriage, Huntsville, and you are trying to tell me or to give me this understanding that Mel has created boundaries, and she's not gonna bend to try and bring in or accommodate the ex-husband. And I was not having it. And then after I was done with that review, I went back and Mel was tweeting last night
Mhm.
after, huh?
I'm listening. That was my
Yeah.
agreement. And nod.
Okay, so Mel was saying and said, "Yo, I had conversations with Motel 2 days ago, a week ago, this morning that you're not invited. You are not invited."
It was a production ploy.
And so I hear I know now, like I was I did just a little recap and I said, you know what, I get it. Like if she's telling you're not invited, why show her? And so I was just trying to tell you, like, now I get it. Like,
What
Melody is
I'm
saying,
saying is this, in general, for black look sisters, like, we have to do better for each other and for ourselves. People don't want us to have an opinion. People don't want us to have a preference. People don't want us to have a choice. People don't want us to have anything as set. And you know what? When you set boundaries, the people who are often going being disrespectful with regard to boundaries, those are the
mhm,
people who are going to push it the most.
right, right,
When Mel said, "You know what? No more. No
mhm,
more. I don't want people like for the reunion. People were She pays for a car service to sit and be there at her beck and call when she's ready. So when production is trying to use them to run up and down, she's like, "Nah, if production wanted them or wanted a service, they should have paid a service. I'm saying no
mhm,
now. You can't be
mhm,
mad when I'm mad. You can't be mad when I'm mad. When
right,
you offend me."
right,
Like, we have to start, and it has to be, it's okay. I have gotten to the point right now today. I'm gonna do what I want to do with the best for my best interest, because I know when I do things with my best interest, I don't do it to be
mhm,
nasty to anyone. I take other people into consideration within reason, and I push forward. I'm never gonna do something that I want for myself that's gonna jeopardize anyone else in my community. I'm not. So I'm
mhm,
okay with whatever story you tell about me. If you tell, I'm so good with being the villain. I could be the villain in your story as long as you leave me alone. Tell other people. And I hope that when you tell them I'm such a villain and I'm so evil, that they're too scared to have a discussion with me about it. Because I just want peace, prosperity, and
Right.
abundance.
Mm, mm.
That's it.
Okay. Let's talk about Jasmine and Zay. Jasmine meets
I loved
I
her
love
date.
Jasmine's date. I love Jasmine's date. I really
At
did.
first it seemed like he was gonna be jerky, but he
I
showed up
loved
as a
him. He is
mature.
handsome too. Yeah,
He
I
was
liked it.
he's handsome, he's mature,
Mm-hmm.
you know. He
He's giving her everything that she has required. Attention, you know. Okay, I'm hearing you. You're conversing with me. I'm here with you, you know.
so that's one of the takeaways I think people can get from, because the premise of the show was odd, right? Like you're going on other people dates with other people and then talking about it in front of me. If I'm going on dates with other
Right.
people, I
Right.
don't want I don't want you to know about it. Mind your business. I'm outside,
Right, you know.
right? I'm not trying to be on the up and up with it. But
Right.
that said, you do get to see what, okay, well, yeah, this reminds me of what this is how he used to treat me when he first met me, when he thought that he couldn't keep me. And now he's become complacent.
Mm-hmm. Because he's already smashed. He's comfortable.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what's that? What did BB say? That's not the typical Bronx guy.
BB says, yeah, BB says that isn't the typical Bronx guys. He was enjoyable.
Well, who's from the Bronx? I'm from the Bronx. I'm from BX all
But
day.
she is. The girl is from the Bronx, no?
Who's from the Bronx?
Jasmine? Isn't
Joya?
Jasmine from the Bronx?
Oh, Jasmine's from the Bronx? I can see it. I can
I
see it.
think so. I think she is
You
from the
want to know?
Bronx.
I'm tell you the truth. You want to know where you find dudes like this dude? Harlem. I love me a dude from Harlem. Oh gosh. Oh gosh.
I lived in New York City, and the only thing I remember about Harlem is when they would do my hair. I don't know about the men over there on
Nah,
Harlem.
there's something special about a dude from Harlem. I was
Yo, you
engaged to a
guys,
man from Harlem. I
I
was
went to
with
New York
him.
City. So, I
I
live
was
in
with him.
Buffalo.
I was
I
with a
live in
man from Harlem
Buffalo.
for 10 years.
I live in Buffalo, you guys. Okay. And I
Nobody's
was
coming to
gonna
Buffalo.
and I went and listen, I went to meet Goody in New York City, and she gave me a street number for Harlem. Wasn't that Harlem?
Yeah, we were in Harlem. It was it was
Dude,
it was scary. It was
it
what, 2/5?
was
2/5.
scary.
I was like, yo, I gotta hurry up and get over there to her. She can't be outside in that.
Like, I know I lived in New York City. I know I was taking the train
Yeah,
and
but it's
everything.
gotten extremely it's gotten worse. Like it used to be bad and then it got cleaned up and now it's really bad again.
Oh my gosh. I went to a Starbucks over there. I'm like, Starbucks in
Not
Buffalo.
she was by the 2 train. Um Lennox and 125th. It that's also known as like the Walking Dead zone because that's where all the addicts are.
Yeah. I was like, man, this is
I
not
was like,
it.
"Oh, I
This
gotta
is
go get
it.
her." I was like, "I gotta go get her."
Anyway, back to Zay. What about the Zay's date?
I feel like Zay realizes, like, one thing I can say for sure is that Zay is realizing where his flaws are. He's growing in this process.
Yes. I think he's the only guy who's growing, if you ask me.
Yeah, and his growth, like, I think he realizes he could really lose his woman and he doesn't want
Right.
to. So he's on the date and
Right.
he's kind of like, I don't even want to be on this date. What my girl doing? Who's she with?
Mm-hmm.
That
Mm-hmm.
dude didn't even come in here disrespectful. He came in. That dude seemed like a nice dude.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because, and he might be her type because you remember the thing about Zay is he thinks that him liking skateboarding, this dude took her on an ice skating date.
It
That's
was
an alternative
good.
sport. That's not basketball or football. That's not any of the stuff
He
that
was good.
you're
Mm-hmm.
accustomed to seeing. This you don't just ice skate. You follow what I'm saying? You
Mm-hmm.
gotta have coin. You have to have grown up with a coin to really be out there ice skating.
Right.
You either played
Right.
hockey, like my son played lacrosse. The football and lacrosse, those are expensive sports.
Mm-hmm.
This dude either played hockey or
Hmm.
somehow or the other, he invested in learning how to skate and
Right.
skating all around the place.
And
So,
I hear you. I know, and I think also it is not even, I've taken my kids to skating a few times, here in Buffalo.
mhm,
It's not. I think it depending on where you are, like in Buffalo, that's a sport that is easily accessible because of the weather.
the ice skate. Oh yeah, for
Hmm.
sure in Buffalo. Every That's the kind of shoes people got to wear to get to work. I'm not messing with you, especially after this winter.
I cannot. I cannot. Did you just say that? Okay, go
But
ahead. Good.
but in regular regular all four seasons, maybe Chicago is people ice skate a lot too, but not people not ice skating a
Right.
lot
I hear you.
in the city. And he was
Right.
attentive, but Zay really he's like, yo, I feel you. I'm on this date, but I'd rather be with my girl. And the chick was
Right.
trying to hug him. She was like, yo, he's like, nah, don't no hugs. I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
Don't touch me. Here's an ear hug for you.
I know.
Not even a
Right.
church hug. He gave
I
her an
know,
ear
right?
hug. He was like, let me
Yes.
email this hug to you. And she was trying it because I guess, she was pushing her luck because he was a little bit, that's the same girl he told her she was pretty in front of his woman.
Mm-hmm.
So he let her
Mm-hmm.
know, oh no, it will not be that. I'm not interested like that. And I don't want to go out with her no more. He was like, to me, if they told him he didn't have to date anybody else, it seemed like he'd be down with it. Seemed like he ready to. I'd be surprised if he don't just ask her to marry him at the end of this. And I would say
Do you think,
that
is there
I
any
think they're
couple?
ready.
Me too. Me too. If there's any couple that I can bet that, they can make it through, I think it's Jasmine
I think
and
they're
Zay.
ready.
I think so too.
So
Mm-hmm.
he's a little annoying with his foolishness, but again, we're watching him grow up rapid rate.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Jasha, I think Joya has a lot to think about because I don't know. She might not even really want a child like that. Like she, and then you've been with this man. It seemed to me like they agreed that they didn't want any more children, and now all of a sudden she flipping the script because he hasn't moved on that. He hasn't been like, well, sometimes I think whoop de woo. Like yeah, I don't know if they make it. I don't know if they should. They might not break up on the show,
Mm-hmm.
but the issues they have,
Complex. Complex.
right. And then I watched Kamisha's panel.
Mm-hmm.
I think Dina was saying, you think they're on the show for this reason, but the longer you're there, you start to see you peel
Other
back on
problems.
other issues.
Right. Right. Right.
Her issue ain't that she want to have a child. Her issue is she want to rush him to getting married, and his issue is he feels like he gonna marry her and she gonna start trying to change. Cause look at how she changing now.
Yep. Yep. And that's what I said. I said, I thought that, when she was coming to the show, her main issue was, I want children and I want children right now.
And
And
the way
then
she was saying it when they said she had an 11-year-old, I was like, what are we talking about again?
I never knew that you know what I'm saying? Like,
I
I
was
thought
like,
that she
wait,
doesn't have
what?
a child, right? And even in, I don't, last Shay, you remember Shay and the Nigerian guy? Shay is single, the Nigerian guy has a child, and they were saying, Shay, do you remember that
Yeah.
season? Put a ring on it. And they the child, right? And she said, I don't see myself, and all that and all that.
Yeah,
Why are we not talking
I
about the
think
children
but
involved
she
in this
I think she was
situation?
just I don't understand why she thought that he could just be a father over there and her husband over here. But I think she had to figure that
I get
out.
that, but I'm saying, how come you're not having this conversation between Josh and Joya though?
Right. It
About
is
the,
weird. I don't know if they should make it. I mean, beautiful couple looking at them.
right.
But when
Just
you
like
hear
just
what the
like
issues
Mattel and
are,
Melody. Just like
Right.
Mateo and Melody, it's a beautiful couple. When you're looking at it, it's a powerful couple to look at.
This is the thing. Beautiful couple, and he's not the issue.
Hmm. I
He's not
agree.
the issue.
I agree with you.
Cause I don't think that he would. She may say, "Yeah, gifts are my, gifts are my love language. Gifts are my love language." I feel like if she told him, "I just want smaller gifts,"
He would do that.
he would do that. I think he would. I think he
I
would
think he would.
accommodate that. I think.
100%.
I feel like it's the first time he was hearing it that way.
Yes, me too. That's what I said. This is the first time he's
I feel like
hearing
it's the
this.
first time he's hearing that, and in
Yes.
conjunction with another man doing something, his ego was like, "Wait a minute, this dude is doing something for my
Excuse me.
girl
You just
that I
met this.
haven't done," and she seems to really, 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 really like that, and I have a
Okay,
problem
first
with
of all,
that.
I'm not very good at painting. So don't come over here with a painting with a flamingo. I don't paint. You know what I'm saying?
So yeah, I feel like if they make it, they probably shouldn't.
Right. I'm with you on that one. Just like as Catherine and Ricky. Like they work on the self children are a very sensitive subject. I think that's even bigger than the gifts.
Yeah, but it's bigger than the gifts. But I don't think that is. I don't know that it's their real issue. I feel like she's trying to force his hand into things. Was because I feel like he want to take his time getting married too. Because one thing we can say about him is that he's in touch. He's grounded. I think intuitively he knows that a marriage right now for them would end in divorce. And he's been divorced before. And he doesn't want to do it again. So, who was it
It
who
is.
said that there's a fake part of her? Yeah, BB. I think BB's right. I think she's showing us this really nice, put together woman. But I think the real person she is might be that the girl we saw in the car yelling at him for something he really didn't have any control over.
Mhm. And I feel like he is one of these guys where he's not in control in a relationship.
He
She
doesn't want to
gets
be fully in control. He's trying to have balance.
yes, and she gets away with anything.
Yeah, I feel like there is a part of her that we're not seeing.
Hmm.
And that part of her that we're not seeing is the part of her that has gave him pause on asking her to marry him. Who else we got? Because I know
Exactly.
you got to run.
Um. We. I don't know. I feel like I'm missing Dr. Stacy. Not.
I feel
Shit.
like
I'm
that.
not
I
missing
feel like
Dr.
they're
Stacy.
having we're seeing progress with them, and maybe it's a little bit
You think
messy.
so? I am. I still miss
We're
Dr.
seeing
Nicole.
project.
I
We're
still
seeing
miss Lady.
progress with Zay and Jasmine.
Yes.
Catherine
I
is
know.
really having breakthroughs. Ricky is having
Mhm.
breakthroughs. We're seeing breakthroughs. It's just not. It's not clinical. It's a bit messy, and maybe she'll get.
Thank you. Thank you,
Maybe
Goody.
she'll get
Thank
better
you.
as seasons go on, right?
When? When?
Maybe
When?
Dr. Stacy will get better, or maybe Dr. Nicole decided she wasn't going to do the show. Maybe Dr. Stacy had nothing to do with picking these couples, right? Maybe she was brought in the last minute and she just had to deal with whatever was there,
So
right?
you're telling
Something.
me, Goody, go. So Goody, you're
Mm.
telling me. So she had nothing to do with picking up the couple. So what?
I feel like she
You are
might have had
professional.
something to do
You
with
are
picking.
professional.
No, I feel like she had something to. Even professionals pick their clients. You don't just take everybody who comes to you. And she had something to, I believe, because of when she got there and when Chance and the other girl left, Chance and Dunbar left. I think she picked
Hmm.
Zoya and sorry, I think she picked Zay
Josh. Oh, they
and
yes. Zay
I think she picked
and
Zay and
Jazz.
Jasmine.
Yes.
And again, we're
Hmm.
seeing progress. We might not be on board with it. We
That's a good
probably
point.
want it to look another way because, but
That's a good
I
point.
feel there's a part of Dr. Nicole that was very, because she was a professional therapist instead of a life coach. She didn't get into the life component of things. She was very clinical. I think I see. I know I see. But Dr. Stacy's put challenging them like, yo, what you mean? What do you mean by that? Why would you say that? How should she feel about that? You think it's okay to not have feelings about that? Tell me more. Say more. How did you hear what you just said to yourself? Did you hear what you just said to the room full of people? Well, what do you think about that? I think she's pushing them in a way. I feel like it's not the way we would expect a doctor to do it. It's the way we would expect our most trusted elder to do it. It's messy though.
Which can
It's
be helpful, which is
it
also
can be
helpful.
helpful. It can be helpful. It's messy though. It's not
It
it's not
is.
as wrapped up in a bow because we're watching these people are having breakdowns. But again, they're having the breakdowns. The only breakdowns we saw under Dr. Nicole were from official psychos.
Right. Right. Mm. I love that. I love that. Well, so then we're gonna extend grace to Dr. Stacy then. I still miss my Dr. Nicole. I really do.
I
I
would
feel
love
like
to know what she's doing, but Dr. Nicole might have saw all the shenanigans that production was into, and she might say, y'all are messing with my actual license.
mm-hmm,
And I'm not doing this with y'all. Y'all are messing
mm-hmm.
like I mess with y'all for a season and then we take a break. When we take a break, I need my real clients to know that I can help.
It's true
And this
because
is foolishness what you're
this is
bringing to
true.
me.
It is true because when she did the season with Darian,
Yeah,
and
Darian.
I was talking to Darian, and he happened to be, I think he was high on something, and he's messaging me, and then I did send a DM to Dr. Nicole and said, "Yo, what's happening with this? Are you aware of this and this?" And then she was like, "I'm not aware of this." She responded to me. She's like, "I'm not aware of this. I don't get involved in ABC and D." You know what I mean? So I get what you're saying, and maybe she was not in control of. She wanted to be in
She
control of
seems
situation,
to
but
me
she was not
so
allowed to be.
like I told you, like my homegirl's a therapist, right?
Mhm.
But she's my homegirl. So as professional as she is, she from Brooklyn. She'll still get with you.
Right.
Right? She'll still get with you.
Mhm.
Dr. Nicole seemed to me to be a professional woman who's not trying to get with you. And
She
all
is.
of this
She
right
is.
here was ghetto.
It's too
And this,
much.
and you know what? I have clients who pay me 500 to $1,000 an hour, and you will not make me lose that playing with y'all.
Mm.
So Dr. Nicole was like, "Si, I don't think they fired Dr. Nicole. I think she was like, I'm not doing this with y'all.
No,
You
I
got
don't
to
think
be
she was
kidding me."
fired. I mean, she was right. Right.
Because it was
And yeah,
foolishness. I understand one couple slipping through the cracks. But then by time it was last season, it was like two couples on last season were Fugazi. It was two, right?
yeah.
It was the dude Shay and the no, it was Charlie and the dude with their Nutter Butters, and then there was another one,
The guy with the forehead.
yeah, who was dating chicks and all kind of fool. It's a
Mm-hmm.
mess.
Mm-hmm.
It's a mess. Nah, she was
Mm-hmm.
like, no, this show is not
Mm-hmm.
what you told me this show was supposed to be. So
Right.
I honestly believe somebody needs to go up to the production, the producers, whatever they got going on down at OWN, because none of these shows are what they pitch these shows to be. You know what? You're right. But Dr. Nicole could have had something to do with that. She could have seen the couples and been like, oh, 14 years, I can work with this. Charlie and Otis, Shorty and Kenneth.
You know?
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, like I think that
Charlie,
she
yes.
could have had
Charlie,
something
Charlie.
to do because on the surface, the people who presented seem to be issues that a doctor could work through. Oh, they've been together for 14 years. She couldn't have anticipated if she okays the couple and the couple's issue. It is the station's job to ensure that they not just picking some foolishness.
And it's foolishness. 14 years was foolishness. They were not together for 14 years.
They were not together for
Foolishness.
one.
They were okay.
So
Foolishness.
what I know you gotta go. You have something. You have another live.
I have Real Houses of Atlanta is
They
premiering
what
tonight,
time does it
and
start? Yeah, because it's already 20 minutes in.
I think it's supposed to be at 8. It's fine. I'm gonna catch it on really, I
Demand?
guess. Yeah, it's fine with me. And then we gotta have. I'm gonna be joining confessions with dinner with love and marriage, Huntsville,
I
at
get to
10 o'clock.
I get to a point with Love and Marriage Huntsville. So much happens,
Too
too
much.
much transpires, and it's exhausting.
It's exhausting, and sometimes the only reason why, like last time I missed confessions because at 10 o'clock, man, I'm tired. I've been drinking the whole time. I'm tired. I want to go to bed. You know what I'm saying? Uh, but I feel like, man, this is too
Like my
much.
head starts spinning, and then when people, because this is my thing with Love and Marriage Huntsville, there are people who didn't even watch the first season,
Right?
who are not, they
You are
see,
already.
because there are
Mhm.
people who are fully monetized and the only thing they talk about is Love and Marriage Huntsville.
Right?
People with 5,000, 10,000
Mm-hmm.
subscribers, and they
Mm-hmm.
only talk about Love and Marriage Huntsville. So
Mm-hmm.
when the cameras go down on Love and Marriage Huntsville, they start like being addicted to trying to find anything to talk about
Mm-hmm.
with Love and Marriage
Right?
Huntsville,
Right? Right?
right? And then
Right?
they'll go back and they'll start picking things, and then what if, and they start making these assumptions, and those assumptions that
Mm-hmm.
they make into fact, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like I feel bad for the cast that in whole, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because now
Do
the people
you
are thirsty for information.
do you think that um Stormy did the right thing firing the cousin?
No,
And you and I have watched
I've watched from the first season.
that's true. And also we have watched, you're aware of Candy hiring relatives in the, and you
Yeah,
are an entrepreneur, so
yeah. This is
moving
what
in
I'll say
family.
about that.
What is your issue with that?
Stormy had 4 to 5 thousand orders that were back ordered, things that
Right?
needed to go
That's
out.
not good for business. That's not good for business, but go
Five
ahead.
people, 5 people are not going to be able to get that out. And if you task 5 people with doing it, they might get to the point of overwhelm where they cannot be productive. I don't
Mhm.
understand why, instead of seeing this BS conference, business or employee meeting, instead of seeing that, we should have been seeing Stormy and her husband and Stormy's mother in the warehouse rolling up their sleeves to work with the workers. Because
Doing
I'll
it.
tell you this,
Mhm.
employees like it when their boss doesn't feel above doing a true
It's part
boss
of them.
will
It's a
get
part
in
of
the
them.
weeds and do things from the weeds with their employees, because
Mm.
at the end of the day it's beneficial to the business at large. And when an employee sees that the boss is willing to spend, and they should have been working overtime, and they should have had temporary employees,
Mm.
those orders should have gone out. It should not be 5,000 orders, and your rating is tanking on the BBB, the Better Business Bureau. That all of this
Mm-hmm.
should not be happening. So when they tell you we need more hands, your answer of I'm not going to give you more hands until you do more productivity, it doesn't make sense. It's illogical. I cannot give you the output you want. There are not enough hands down here to do it.
But
Now, if you
Goody,
were to show me that you would be the hands doing it, and I really don't think, yes, the cousin said it
but
correct. They need more hands. People are trying to be like, well, that's why you can't hire family. Not only should you hire family, nepotism is a real thing that you should leverage at every angle. Because let me assure you, our white counterparts are not saying that. They're saying Billy need a job and Billy going will have a job. That's what they're saying. Now, she could have also
mm,
gotten interns,
I, I I
people who
I hear
wanted to
you, but
learn.
this is where it becomes tricky. What do you say?
What happened? I didn't hear
No,
you.
I'm just saying, it becomes tricky. It becomes tricky when you start involving family into your business, though. You know what I mean?
It does become tricky, but you know what? When you're building legacy, you need to build it with your family. I don't if her cousin was
Mm.
saying, "Yo," they were acting like the cousin was coming in at 9 a.m. If he needs to be there at 8 and he has a 5-minute grace period and he's getting there at 8:08, you're being nitpicky. You're nitpicking. Now, there may be a whole host of other issues, but the cousin
Mm.
told them what the issue was. The cousin told them what was clogging the process. We need more manpower. You're not going to get new orders out and those old orders out
Right, right,
with just 5 of us working. 10
right.
hands ain't finna do it. So that was the wrong answer. To tell him,
Mm-hmm.
nah, we not giving you more people. You're gonna have to work harder. It's the wrong answer. And it makes your employees feel like you don't care about how hard they busting their back. And it makes the employees feel that you ungrateful because I'm sure because it's his cousin and because Courtney's brother and Stormy's cousin, they don't want the business to fail. And they definitely don't want their name to be associated with it failing. You need more people.
Right.
5,000? You need to figure out there are warehouse managers who could tell you the math. There's a formula for this. There's a mathematical formula to tell you how many orders you should be able to get out per hour
Mm-hmm.
per
I
man
hear you.
and how many men you
Right,
need to get this job done by X date.
right.
And
I
this
hear
right
you.
here what you're showing us is that you're not the businesswoman you're showing us. You're somebody who got lucky
Mm-hmm.
and
Are
then
you
you pushed your
excited
luck.
about the Are you excited about the upcoming episode of Love and
The tea
Marriage?
party,
Huntsville, the Tea
the tea
Party.
party.
Like Tommy's mom was like, I have to stop you right there.
Yeah, but you know what? You're not doing that in my house. These people, to be Southern Belles, they're rather disrespectful because I bet you won't come in my house telling me to shut up. And if your daughter's not gonna check you, you could be escorted out the way that Martell should have been because that's out of order and unnecessary. It's not cute.
I was just over here trying to adjust my crown. I'm like,
It's not
listen.
cute. It's not cute for people to like. That's not cute for your mother to carry on as if she has no home training whatsoever in a tea hat. That's like putting lipstick on a pig. It's still a pig.
Okay, good. Right, right. Um,
Now, instead of worrying about if Melody call her back, she should have been worrying about getting these 5,000 orders in.
orders, let them be shipped out.
But
You're
this is the
making
thing. You
money.
want to know what the thing is? She scaled too quickly. There are some people who ended up on Oprah Winfrey's my favorite things list, and it ruined their business because they could not keep up with the demand. You should know when you're going to scale.
Mm-hmm.
Stormy House is big enough. She shouldn't have a warehouse. And if it wasn't time for Target, then it wasn't time
I
for
know,
Target.
I know.
Because you want to know something? When people order things from Mel, within 10 days, they
Even for
already
her
wearing the
house.
shirt. They wearing the shirt. They got on, they done did a whole photo shoot in the shirt. They got the shirt, they got the Sugar Mama products for their grandchildren, and they got the skincare for themselves.
And she
I
got
was
no
just
damn,
on
she has no damn warehouse. She's doing it from her
the,
house.
I was just on someone else's live, Nola Reed's, and she was saying that somebody in the chat was like, she ordered her stuff for Stormy 3 months ago, and still ain't get it, and then got an email today talking
Mm.
about it's time to restock your order. So you asking me for more orders and you couldn't even get me the first one yet? That's another thing. Stop sending out. You need to cease all those emails and close your website down. Don't take any more orders until you can get the ones that you have out, that you already have pending. Get them out. Worry about the people who are waiting. Don't have more people get in line to wait. What are you
It
doing?
sounds to me, it sounds to me like it's Mattel's wine situation.
Yes.
Anywho, your final thoughts on put a ring on it, Goody,
I
before we
feel my
finish.
final thoughts is, even though she's not a doctor and even though it's not as clean cut and presented in a basket the way we would have liked it, I feel like
Mhm.
Dr. Stacy is getting progress. We are seeing breakthroughs, and we'll know her real grit if she gets another season. But I think for her to
I
get another season, these people can't, they got to be real couples. They can't show up being foolishness. And if there is going to be foolishness, it might be Catherine and Ricky. Because I'm
hear you.
anxious to hear
Uh,
what she going to say. I know who I want to be with. And she crying. And you know what? Let's get your makeup together, beloved. Because why is your makeup running like that? It's embarrassing.
I cannot. I can't. Donna D says, I can't believe Stormy would fire her cousin on national television. That's
Yeah,
something
all
that
of that. Like, you want to know what? I bet you money that when if her aunt anything like her mother, somebody about to get cussed out.
there you go. There you go.
Or
I
you want to
appreciate
know
you.
what's funny? I bet you he was back to work that very next week, because you not finna fire your cousin who helped you bottle this product because your husband ain't got no manners. Because basically, the husband was the issue there, in my opinion. The husband was not
Right?
soothing anything. The husband came in like a brute. He was coming in with brute force. That was unnecessary. He should have let her
Mm-hmm.
have the conversation. But she shouldn't need her husband to speak, to be there when she's speaking. Like, how you run the business and you not able to speak. You
Right?
got to be
And
able to be like,
but even
whoa.
the cousin did not even overreact. He was like, okay, okay, fine, fine.
You know why he was like, okay, fine? He was like, wait till I tell my mama this. You in trouble now. You think Kiki and Tisha got beef?
Right?
You in trouble now. You
I
gonna
cannot.
get in trouble when I tell my mom that you fired
I
me on national TV. And then
I
when she
can't
see
wait.
it, you gonna get in trouble again. You in trouble now. I ain't even gonna react. Family gonna handle
Right?
this. And when they see how your husband came in here, when they see how you allow your husband to treat me,
Okay.
we gonna have fun at the family reunion. Cause
I
there's no
know.
way on God's green earth that her mother's running around stomping around disliking Melody for X, Y, and Z. Meanwhile, the daughter's firing the cousin on national TV. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Ain't no
On
way.
Oprah Winfrey Network. It's not
Yeah,
happening.
you came down to the good black people thing and fire your cousin. All right, I got you.
All
I'm gonna
right,
see
all
you
right.
at family dinner, sis.
I hear you. This was fun, you guys. Thank you, Goody Gabor, for joining us, for your presence. It's always amazing with
All
insight
right,
and
y'all. I
wisdom.
had a blast. Follow your girl or Goody Gabor Gabs. I'll get back to it.
There
All
she
right,
is. There she is. Bye,
light
my
up,
babe.
light up.
Love you. Thank you
Love
so
you
much.
too, mama. Bye.
Oh, thank you, Goody Gabor. There you have it. It's my girl, Goody Gabor. Um, just joined us, and listen, I love her. She is not shy for speaking her mind. I still remain your girl, Mother from Mama, the undisputed African queen. Have a great Sunday, you guys. Have a beautiful weekend. Thanks, Donna D. Thanks, Donna D. I appreciate everybody for stopping by. Let's continue this conversation on the comments below. I'm your girl, Mother from Mama. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you feel, what you think. Do you guys think that Dr. Stacy is a good fit? Do we miss Dr. Nicole? I miss Dr. Nicole, if you ask me. I'm your girl, Mother from Mama, the undisputed African queen. Bye, everybody.